Hi everyone. This is I think the fifth movie, and we left off where we added the count and the sum to the subform and then brought the values forward into our main form. So if we take a look at the form, you'll see here we have a count of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a total. If we were to add those up, here's the total. Now I notice here I've got some things that aren't looking so good, so I'll have to fix those. And then we also have some more stuff that we have to work on. So we're on page 514, and we're going to do a combo box to find a record. So what this is we're going to put it up here in the header, and it's going to allow us to use that box to locate a member. Okay, and so from that combo box we'll look for a member, and then it'll populate the form based on the member that we used. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this header area a little bit bigger. So maybe like 2 inches there, just so I have a little bit of space here. And so now what I'm going to do is in this design tab, if you don't have all of these, you might want to use the more button. I want to make sure before I go in here that my control wizards is on. So that little thing that looks like a Harry Potter wand, make sure that it has the box around it. So like here I'm looking at it now, and you see it doesn't have the box. If I click on it, it has the box. That means it's activated. So you want to make sure that your control wizard's on. And then what we want to do is find the control that does the combo box. So it's this one right here. So you can just move around and point to it. We're going to do a combo box. So I'm going to select that control, and then I'm going to come down into my header area, and I'm just going to click, and it'll put this unbound control, and it will start the wizard. And this started because I had that little wizard activated. So here you have to decide, do you want to get a value from another table? Do you want to type in the value? Or do you want to find a record on the form based on the value I selected? So you want to make sure you have all three of these here. If you don't, then you have a problem, and you might as well not even move forward, okay, if you just have two, because what we want is this third one. Find a record on my form based on the value I selected in my combo box. So I'm going to pick somebody in the combo box, and then I'm going to update this form to match. So that's the one we want. We're going to click on that, and then we're going to do next. And what we want is last name and then first name. Okay, so those are the two fields that we're going to use in the combo box. We're going to do next. We want to hide the key column. Oops, sorry. We want to make sure that it's, if I uncheck it, see it's got the member ID. We don't need to see that. So you want to make sure that that's on, that it's chosen. We're going to do next. The name for the combo box is member space name. That's the label name. And we're going to do finish. So the label here says member name. We now have an unbound control that I'm going to stretch out a little bit. And I'm going to save it. And if I run it, here's my combo box. I pick, here's my list. I pick a person. I select it here, and it shows me his records down here. He's got one lesson, $100. 2 lessons, total of $300. Okay, that's pretty powerful for really a very simple process. So that's cool. We got that done. The next thing we want to do is we're going to play with anchoring. So the point with anchoring is that with you have like I have a wide screen, but I also have my second one is more of a traditional square screen, and so you can't be sure of what type of monitor, what type of screen your user is going to have, and so when you change screens and resolutions and sizes, it can adjust how things are. So what we want to do is we're going to anchor it so it doesn't matter, it's not going to rearrange itself. So we want to go to layout view. We're going to go to layout, and we're going to click on the date field. Wait a minute. So sorry, I lost date field. I'm going to press and hold my shift key and pick the time field, and then on the arrange tab I'm going to say anchoring, and I want to anchor it to the top right. So no matter where the screen is, how big the screen is, these two fields are going to be at the top right corner, right? Does that make sense? So instead of them floating wherever, it's doesn't matter what size it is, those are going to be snug up in that right top corner. We're going to go ahead and save it. So you could do that with different objects if you want. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to switch to design view, and design tab. I don't have to do more because my window is so big, but you might need to do more. And then we're going to pick the rectangle. Okay, so that's this, let's find rectangle, web browser. Sorry, I keep getting interrupted. So we want to look through here and click on rectangle, and then put the cursor to the left of first name and draw it so it goes through all of the stacked fields. Right? Like that. And then we have a rectangle added, maybe rectangle, and then let's switch to form, and so now we have this little rectangle, so they're kind of like joined, and then I don't like this lesson thing, so we're going to fix that. I'm going to select these, and I'm just going to shift them. I'm going to use my right cursor and just pull those, and then these, and I'm going to use my left arrow and just kind of line them up a little bit better. Let's just see if that looks a little better, a little bit better. I don't think that this box needs to be so big, and that's a little better. All right, let's go back to design view. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is put a navigation button in. So I save my form before I get going. So what we're going to do is put a button on, so that, and we're going to do it over here. We're going to do next member, previous member, add a new member, close the form. So we're going to set 4 buttons up over here and put those in and have them do the action. Okay. So in order to do that, we're in design view. We need to find the button control, right? So it's right here. It's the one with the XXX's. So we're going to click on that. And then right up here, we're going to click on, and it's going to put a button in there. My wizard's on, so my wizard happens. So now I need to decide, what am I doing with this button? Well, this is a record navigation, and what we want to do is go to next record, right? So this button is going to be for navigation, and the action is going to be go to the next record. I'm going to click on next, and I need to decide, am I going to put a picture or text? And so I'm going to put text, and I'm going to say next member, and then next, and we're going to change that so it means something. CMD, that's a command. Next member, all together, remember. Finish. So now I have a button that performs that action of moving to the next member. So now I want to do that again. I'm going to click on the button. I'm going to come underneath next member. Don't worry about if it's not lined up. On this one, it's record navigation. We're going to go to the previous record. Next. We're going to do text. We're going to say previous member. Next. It's going to be called CMD previous member, and finish. Cool. Do one more, put it underneath. It's going to be form operation this time, where it's not a record navigation, it's a form. And what we're going to do is add a new member here. So I'm picking form, and we're going to pick open form is what we're going to do. Next. And then form add member. So here we're in this screen, and we go to put a member in, the lessons for the member, and realize the member's not entered. So this button will allow us to pull up the add member screen, add the member, and come back and put the lesson. So we're going to pick add member. We're going to open the form and show all the records. Next, we're going to use text. We're going to say add a new member. Next, it's going to be CMD add member, and finish. We have one more we're going to do. I'm going to do it kind of fast, and that's going to be picking another button. It's going to be form operation, close the form. Next, text is going to be close form. That's okay. And next, CMD close form, finish, and now we have our 4 buttons. I'm going to stop this movie and pick up aligning these buttons up and working with them, continuing to work on it in the next movie. All right, guys, thank you.